This is a code walkthrough for the example file LoopingForSum.java. This is a very simple starter file which demonstrates the basic form and structure of a for loop. Notice here we've got a really simple for loop, and this is the same structure we're going to see over and over and over again in for loops. We've got an initialization to I equal 1. We've got a condition. As long as I is less than max, it's going to continue for looping. And here's the update. Every time we go through this loop, we're going to update the index variable I by 1. So all this file is doing is prompting the user using our utility method for how many numbers should be prompted for and summed up, and then it's going to cycle through that many times and read each individual number, add it to a running total, and when we're done, we'll simply print out how many numbers were read in and their total sum. Pretty simple stuff. So as always, let's start this by compiling it, and we will set a breakpoint on main and single step our way through this the first time just to illustrate a few things. So we've got our declarations up at the top of our file, and we're setting up a total and initializing it to 0, and then we read the first number, and it's just going to prompt us for how many numbers we want to read. So let's say we want to read, I don't know, 3 numbers. Keep it simple for now. So we read in that 3, and now this 3 that we've established is going to be part of our loop condition here. So notice the general pattern for a simple for loop. We're going to enter this for loop, and we've got this index variable I equals 1 that's declared here. And again, notice that there are 2 things about this. First of all, this is a very common exception to the usual direction to declare all our variables at the head of our file. In a context like this, it's very obvious that this is being used as a throwaway loop index variable, so it's completely proper and very typical to declare an index variable like this on the fly right in the for loop. And also, this isn't a particularly descriptive variable name, so that's another exception to the usual direction of giving variables descriptive names. From this context, it's completely obvious what the purpose of this is, so this is okay. So the next thing we're going to do as we advance this is we're going to prompt for the first number. And let's say we enter a 5. And we return that, and we add it to the total. And notice we've come around. We haven't incremented this variable yet, but we're going to, and we're going to check it. Its value is about to become 2, and we're going to check that it's less than or equal to the max of 5, or excuse me, 3 rather. Notice that the I was just updated. So now we're going to prompt for our next number. Let's say a 6. Add it to our total. And as soon as we advance past this, we're going to do this update. And I becomes 3. And we're going to prompt for our third number. Let's say 7, just to keep things simple. We're going to add it to our total, which is properly 18. 5 and 6 and 7 is 18. And notice what happens now. I is 3. We've just finished the third iteration. In the next step, we're going to update I to 4, and we're going to check it against this maximum value of 3, but we're going to find that that is no longer true, so we're going to be done with this loop. So notice what happens to the value I when I click this. Notice that the value I just completely disappears and evaporates. Remember the idea of local scope. When we declare any variable, any loop index variable in particular like this, its scope is local to this for loop. So as soon as you leave the for loop, this variable's gone. It just evaporates. So anything that you want to use outside of the for loop has to be declared one level higher, such as, for example, this total, which was declared and initialized outside the for loop. And we get the correct sum of 3 numbers is 18. And that's all there is to it. So let's then take away this breakpoint, and let's go ahead and just run this. How about 5 times? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should be 35, 5 times the middle number, and it is. And that's all there is to it. So again, this is the basic pattern for a for loop. This is what a plain vanilla standard for loop looks like. You're going to see that over and over and over again in the examples which follow, but that's really all there is to it.